everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing something special and redrawing a Pokemon card in my style. So I did some searching and the Pokemon card that I ended up finding was this card of Serena. I thought the illustration was really cute and I felt like I'd be able to redraw it in my art style. So let's get started on drawing it, shall we? As always, I have my original sketch that I did on paper and I'm going to be tracing over it. The very first issue I ran into was I didn't draw the hands very well, so I had a lot of trouble trying to redraw the hands like a million times digitally to try to actually make them look good and realistic. Well, actually not hands, I only drew one hand, but it was really hard making it look good because the way I had drawn the fingers, they looked kind of wonky and they just didn't look like they were in the right place at all, but I feel like I got it looking pretty good, although the lines on the hand is still a little bit like wobbly for some reason, but I think it's fine. I decided to draw Serena because I really like Pokemon XY. I just think it is so fun and I absolutely adore Serena. I actually like her better when she has her short hair, but there weren't any Pokemon cards of her with her short hair. There were only Pokemon cards of her with her longer hair, so you know, you gotta work with what you got. I also just thought the illustration was really cute and I also felt like it'd be doable for me to redraw it in my style because some of the Pokemon cards have really crazy perspective and the artists working on them are all really talented, and because I don't have all that much experience, I felt like those crazy poses I wouldn't manage to make look right. So I felt like a pose like this where she's just simply turning and waving was something that I could manage and it was within my comfort zone enough. Of course, sometimes it's good to get out of your comfort zone, but sometimes it's also good to, you know, work with what you know you can do and just have fun with it, and for this illustration I just wanted to have fun. Her eyes at first were too big, so as you could see I made them smaller, which I think was a really good decision. I think that it looks a lot better that way and just a bit more proportionally correct. I started on shading, which I did completely in my own style. I tried to not copy the artist from the Pokemon card style very much for the shading. I just did a watercolor brush and made it very like just cute, and the way I usually shade, I tried to not focus on what colors they were using because like I was saying, I really wanted to look like it was in my style because I thought it'd be fun to redraw a Pokemon card, especially since I'm a big fan of Pokemon and Pokemon cards. I collect them. I'll probably put some of my favorite Pokemon cards that I have on screen. I don't have any particularly rare ones, but I really like collecting them and I think it's fun. It has been a while since I've bought Pokemon cards, but I do get them when they're from McDonald's. I really wish though that people like that resell Pokemon cards wouldn't make such a big deal out of like buying them and going so crazy so that kids and other people that just normally want Pokemon cards for themselves can't have them, because I feel like it's a big problem and I feel like Pokemon cards somewhat get a bad rep. Like when McDonald's has their Pokemon cards, I'm always really excited, but at the same time I'm a little bit worried about the people that are just gonna go in there and try to like get a million Happy Meals just because they want to get the rare card and resell it. I wish that there was some way that they could make it more accessible for like the kids and the regular people that want it, and harder for the people that just wanted to resell them could get like too many packs. I wish there was an easier way to make a limit, you know? But besides my rant, so for her hair, I worked really hard on giving it multiple layers of shading. I originally tried to go a bit lazier and just did one layer of shading, but it needed more, so I ended up going with about 3. That not including the extra lighting shines. And I was a bit intimidated to do the buildings because if you watch my videos, you know that I usually don't do very detailed of backgrounds, but I felt like they were important enough that I did need to keep them, so I just put them in and blurred them a lot, and honestly the end result is pretty good. I feel like it doesn't look like I went cheap with it, so I'm happy with that. It just kind of worked in my favor. I feel like not just Pokemon cards, but Nintendo in general, people have been like really annoyed with because of like the whole Switch 2 situation. My family doesn't have a Switch 2, but it still doesn't mean that I don't think that Nintendo does make good stuff. I just think recently they haven't been doing too good of a job. I think especially with Pokemon games, they need more developers there, and they need to stop releasing them like every single year. Like they should wait 3 years or so like they used to, and maybe the games would be better then. But other than my random rants, I am a super big fan of Pokemon. I have been watching it and playing it and reading books about it since I was a baby, although I guess I couldn't read books when I was a baby. But you know, I really have loved Pokemon my whole life. And I watch the show every night with my siblings, and it just makes me really happy seeing it. I like all the seasons, but XY is one of my favorites. Of course, the original, like, literally nothing can beat it, but this one is a lot of fun too. Oh, and I did make a mistake on the drawing where I forgot the little handle things on her sunglasses, so I guess they're nose clip-on sunglasses for some reason. And now we're gonna go on to some real-time footage, so let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. I decided to try this because I thought you guys might be interested to see what the screen looks like for me when I'm drawing it, and not just the time lapse that you guys usually see. So I was just doing the finishing touches here. So yeah. For other Pokemon things that I really like the movie The Power of Us. I think it's a super good movie. I've always wanted to buy it, but I still haven't. I did just buy a steelbook of Suzume instead, which is not related to Pokemon, but I have the Your Name steelbook, and since I can't ever decide if I like Suzume or Your Name better, I decided to buy them both, because I had the Your Name steelbook a while ago, and I knew that I needed to get Suzume in a steelbook as well, so here it is. It's really, really beautiful. I really love it. I also recently got a pink water bottle, which I will put a picture on screen of it. So yeah, I got some random stuff and I'm really happy about them. I ended up opening my Suzume steelbook, although it was sealed. I'll probably put a little clip of me opening it. I knew if I didn't open it right away, I'd never have the guts to do it. But anyways, I'm just going to be adding a few finishing touches. We are almost finished. And now, here we are. Here is the finished picture of my redraw of the Serena Pokemon card. The original artist had a really beautiful illustration. I really love it. But I'm happy with how my drawing turned out too. I think it looks really cool and clean. If you guys liked this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.